Lions ground. Of course, rally sponsored by AGL. I am your caller, Neil Simons, for this fixture. Round one, of course, a very enticing fixture. Back to having football being played in a wonderful, wonderful sunny day on the 26th of January. Very keen for this fixture. Of course, Mornington finished first prior to the season's curtailment last season in the State League 1 South East. And Latrobe Valley Select is a team selected of the best players in the Latrobe Valley region. Players from clubs such as Falcons 2000, Fortuna 60, my apologies, and Newborough Yolern United Soccer Club, Mo United, TCSC, Morwell Pegasus, the lot. And we're very excited to take you through this fixture today. And we have kickoff here at the Eastern Lions Soccer Club between Latrobe Valley Select and Mornington Soccer Club. You see Lox Pateri ping a long ball down. Hand on the back here, the referee awards a free kick to Latrobe Valley, so they win the first free kick of the afternoon. Of course, it's the first of two games today. Second fixture being the home team, Eastern Lions, taking on a new look Melbourne Victory MPL side. Of course, with the head coach, Joe Palastides. We already see Jordan Campbell, who's the head coach of Fortuna 60, being very vocal on the sideline. Two players jostling within possession. Carcella brushed away from the ball and play will resume. Headed away strongly. Lots of tussles within the midfield region. Goff holding it within the defensive region. A staunch press from Latrobe Valley thus far. Hits the back of Jamie Pistrin, and Latrobe Valley will come away with it. This time, Goff intercepts. McIntyre brushed away from the ball, and Mornington will come away with it. Here through Matt Shearing. Josh McLean, my apologies. Goff once more. 2019 sizing, the first choice right back. And his brother Luke is at Langwarren SC. Bentley, who's sporting that very fresh haircut. Ex-Shantou Lions, second division in China. And the keeper makes the save with ease. Just a down. And Mornington might come away with it here on the wing. Cross comes in. It's deflected, and I believe a corner has been called. So Latrobe Valley Select concede the first corner of the afternoon. Ball whipped in, and it's punched over the bar. Mornington might look to thrust it back into the 18-yard area. Outstretched save there, and Latrobe look to have some reprieve, albeit briefly. Ball whipped in once more, headed over the top. Mornington still retained possession, headed away from goal, and that will come off the head of Kane Bentley, and they'll go out for a goal kick. Of course, the AGL Loyang Gippsland Cup. Thanks to partners Southern Tile, Roxel, Chadston Motor Group, Bendigo Bank, Key Insurance, 776BC, Intamin Press, among other fantastic partners. of what will prove to be a wonderful few days of football, of course, playing in Morwell on both Friday and Saturday in rounds 2 and 3. Here come Latrobe Valley. O'Heaton with a brilliant through ball to find the path of Kevin Carcella. Was unable to latch onto it. Over 150 games for Falcons 2000. Of course, playing in that wonderful facility in Morwell. Brooks. McLean was pushed away, but Mornington looking very stoic within possession. Long ball played down to the broadcast side here. Of course, with Andrew Goff, who's been quite busy, misplaces a ball into the middle of the park. And Latrobe Valley will have to try and reconsolidate, and look to make a breakthrough. Mornington have had the buck of opportunities thus far this afternoon. Heaton did well, and Josh Gates did well to retain the ball and come away with it. Bentley. Ball whipped into the 18-yard area. It's been pushed away. Spiteri. Smashed away, and Palermo will look to pick up the scraps. Ball's kicked out, and Latrobe Valley will, albeit briefly, have it. It seems to be a game of volleys at the moment. Spotted the keeper off his line, and Latrobe Valley have their second goal kick of the afternoon. An effective chance there. The pressure ever so increasing. Martindale this time holds the ball within midfield. To Heaton. Brooks dispossessed. Ball thrust into the 18-yard area. Cleared away. This time Sam Scott. Options are plenty within the forward region. Carcella, who's been quite busy on that left-hand flank. Short in stature, but very effective within his technical ability. Hits a through ball. It could be Spiteri. He's got a 2-on-1. Drags back. The shot deflected. And Mornington escape a possible chance on goal. And might come away with it within a counter-attack. Hine attempts to brush away from his man and draws the free kick. And Mornington will have an opportunity to thrust the ball into the 18-yard area. Mornington very eager to voice the communication as they take this free kick. Free kick taken, and it brushes away from goal. Charles Simon did well to cover his box.
Towards him. Keep going. Tony, pass him on.
Shearing on the ball here. Brushed down that time. And Mornington. The very strong pass. Hine finds a path of Wayne Gordon on the wing, who's briefly intercepted, and Alex Bauman will attempt to spur on an attack. A throw-in about to be taken on that far side. McLean, who's been very busy so far. And a shot deflected. Finds Loxpateri. And the ball goes out. Mornington will have the throw this time. Ball gone high to Bentley. Looks to get his head onto it. Here comes Kevin Carcella. He's got his target man within the middle. Brushed off the ball that time by Kane Bentley. He's been quite the force thus far in the opening phases of this contest. And here is the aforementioned Kane Bentley and Andrew Goff. Draws away from his man, does Hine. Ball whipped in far. No one seemed to be at the back post except for McLean, who managed to get a late touch at it. Some wonderful interplay there within the 18-yard box. But it'll be Latrobe Valley who have fought their way to try and get across this halfway line, unable to penetrate the 18-yard area once more. And Jamie Pistrin has been the key focal point alongside Connor O'Hanlon from Mo United, and Pistrin from Falcons 2000. We have many players from Falcons 2000 playing today. Carcella once more drives away from the force that is Kane Bentley in stature, and he will make a marauding run through the middle of the park. And here comes McLean. Brooks draws away to the wing. McLean, beautiful turn away from his marker. A long shot was taken that time by Josh Hine, and perhaps a little audacious. And Hine will look to get a second bite of the cherry. Double figures in both of the last two seasons, 2 hat-tricks in his first season, ex-Salford City. A long ball over the top will be picked up very effectively by Josh Gates, who was actually the reserve goalkeeper and started in 7-0 loss to South Melbourne and the 4-0 loss to Melbourne City's NPL side, which featured a number of A-League players. Mornington have had a number of very good friendly opposition prior to this tournament. Headed away, and it's a very, very good outstretched save from Charles Simon at the back stick. Was lurking. He was Josh McLean, but Charles Simon stood strong and made the effective save to deny the opener. That's like, oh, good. Sorry. Yeah. Mornington with yet another corner. Could it be Brooks this time with a long shot? Oh, and it hits the post. An effort and a half, finds a path of Hanlon this time, and Latrobe might look to break away. But it was Danny Brooks on the edge of the 18-yard box who struck it with such a plumb and to hit the right post. Bentley, strong tackle there, but the referee Maintains a game. The play should continue. Hine turns away, shot taken, and there's once again Charles Simon who makes another good save in as many minutes. And Latrobe looking to break away from the mountain of pressure that Mornington have been applying thus far. Jordan Campbell easily able to communicate to the path of Lockie McKenzie. And that ball's just gone over the commentary box. Well, there you go. Well, Latrobe Valley have signalled their intent to perform as well as they can. They're stated in the program we have here. They're very looking forward to putting their team out in an environment with very good opposition. And while the Community League is in recess at this time, we've had great buy-in from all clubs. Players definitely have the appetite to play representative soccer for the Valley, which is wonderful to see. Matt Shearing. Oh, it was a well-weighted through ball, but it wasn't well-weighted enough. Josh Gates makes a save. Goff.
7 more. Come on. Good.
Long ball over the top. And he beats his marker, does he? Kane Bentley. And Charles Simon once again gets down to his knees and makes a save. The NPL Victoria resumes with only 3 weeks, with South Melbourne taking on Heidelberg United. And that's a threaded pass, not threaded well enough, from Kevin Carcella.
Keep on the ball.
Almost a knuckleball down to the right path of the broadcast. And here comes Goff. Mornington looking to make inroads here. Bentley on the wing, faced with Carcella. Long ball looking for the back post. And the path of Gordon was not, the ball was not able to reach the path of Gordon, should I say. And Mornington will instead have a throw-in. And they have done well to pepper the goal, with the only significant chance coming by way of a Danny Brooks long-range shot, which hit the right post. Other than that, an outstretched save from Charles Simon. It's been the only chance for Mornington, who are looking for NPL promotion. Shot taken, and it's flown way over the bar into the car park. And the player in question has signalled within the NFL, as they say, for a field goal. Good to see him take the mickey out of himself, which is great to see. Josh Hine. Audacious effort there. Scorching heat today, over 30 degrees. Must play into the game in some way, shape or form. These stifling conditions makes it very difficult, as we've seen so far within the summer football that's been played in the A-League men and A-League women. Can only imagine if we had an NPL season in summer, what the conditions would be like. Thankfully, that is not the case. McLean. This time Gordon, the number 10. Mornington appealing for a free kick there, but instead will have to settle with a throw-in. think they're asking for another ball, aren't they? If I'm not mistaken. Well, there are no balls on the touchline. This, of course, is a friendly competition. I believe, actually, it is actually signaling for a drinks break. The heat policy has been enforced here at the Eastern Lions Soccer Club, and we will have our first drinks break of the afternoon here in round 1. Of course, the tournament brought to you by Johns Lynn Regional Builders, Endeavour BP, the Latrobe Valley, of course, O'Brien Real Estate, Peter Gelagotis Racing, the Morwell Falcons Football Club, and Visit Gippsland. The deploy region, of course, and considering that Latrobe Valley Select are playing today, we must, of course, commemorate and remember the life of Don Di Fabrizio, who was a Football Australia Hall of Famer, contributed to the integration of women's football under Soccer Australia, and became involved with the Morwell Falcons in the 1960s as they made their way to the National Soccer League. In 1995, Don was a commissioner for the Australian Soccer Federation and received a knighthood from the Italian Republic and was awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in 1996 for service to the steel construction industry and to football. He passed away this past week, and his memory firmly within the minds of all within the Morwell region leaves a lasting legacy and a massive footballing footprint within that region. As we return to action here in round 1 of the AGL Loy Yang Gippsland Cup. Currently 0-0 between Mornington and Latrobe Valley Select. Of course, this is not the first game we'll have today. We'll have a second one. Melbourne Victory NPL side taking on Eastern Lions, who are currently NPL 1 and had quite the season last season prior to the curtailment. Performed very well with one of the, well, I think you could say, limited resources. Have a number of standout players, including Costa Drusis, who's returned from injury. We'll have to wait and see for that fixture, of course. That's coming up at 5:30 p.m. this afternoon. Mornington with a throw. Cross taken. Shearing. And Latrobe thought they had a break there, but it'll go back to Goff, who's been a formidable force in the right defensive region. Fairbrother, long ball over the top. Could he find path of O'Hanlon? No, he couldn't. And an effective save was made. Goff. A long ball over the top. Could it find the path of Bentley? All right, well not. Or maybe Bentley will get onto it. Turns away from his marker. Looks to go central. Was he pushed down? No penalty given. It was McLean who fell down to the box. Although Mornington will have a chance here. Shot taken, and it just draws wide of the goal. Controversy, perhaps. And I think we'll have our first substitution of the afternoon. Matty Shearing coming on, or coming off, should I say. And on is Nonda Lazarus.
You'd have to assume it's interchange today.
Sorry?
You'd have to assume it's interchange today.
Yes, you'd have to assume that the interchange substitutions would be in effect today. Oh, it's the searing here. I could not imagine playing football in these conditions, and you'd have to say that these players are definitely putting their best effort in. Mackenzie goes down to the path of Fairbrother. And a foul there, clearly from Josh McLean. McLean's been quite busy within his attacking region. It will be Mackenzie who will take the free kick. One of the only players representing Mo United, alongside Connor O'Hanlon, who's up top. An effective job by Bentley, but it will go back to Fairbrother. Loxpiteri. And Mornington now applying the pressure on Charles Simon. Josh Hine. Shot taken. And here comes McLean. Finishes bottom left corner. Mornington open to scoring. Josh McLean. What an effort there. Drew himself into the 18-yard area, took the shot on his right foot, and it reached the bottom left corner. Mornington open to scoring against Latrobe Valley Select. And on, Latrobe have made another substitution. And play will resume here. On for Latrobe Valley is Kuku Mahmood. And Mornington will win the throw-in. So the momentum all the way to the State League 1 Southeast outfit. They performed quite well today in every facet of the park. Perhaps within midfield, a couple of misplaced passes. Of course, the communication has been very solid despite the searing here. I mean, there is a cloud coming over, so I guess that is positive in whatever way you may perceive it. You'd expect conditions to loosen up a little bit as we head into the final stages of this first half. Mahmood beats one defender. Finds the path of Fairbrother, who's been dispossessed. And as a star man, Caden Bentley draws away and will go back to the path of Josh Gates, which receives an applause from the crowd in attendance here. Goff. Scott. Back to Gates, who's received a little bit of pressure from O'Hanlon. And unfortunately, Wayne Gordon unable to latch onto that pass. Almost of an aimless clearance, you might say. And I believe we can see Melbourne Victory's youth arrive today in their numbers, along with the Eastern Lions first 11. And they've picked up some players, the Eastern Lions, which we'll talk about in the second game of this broadcast in the first round of the Loy Yang Gippsland Cup, presented by AGL. Plenty of eyes will be on that one, that's for sure. We know both sides, both Mornington and Latrobe Valley, are very eager to face the force known as the VUC. Of course, their senior squad played last night to a 2-2 draw with arch rivals Sydney FC. Call for offside, but Goff has been very stoic. Hasn't had any lapses in concentration so far. We'll find the path this time of Josh Hine. Whips it in central, and it's an effective chest down from Alex Bauman. Another save there from Charles Simon. What a piece of action there from Mornington, and also Charles Simon, who's been very, very valiant despite, of course, the lack of pace within his defence. And as you can see, many players clutching their knees. It's been only 30 minutes or so, hasn't it?
Yeah, just coming up to 30 now.
Coming up to half an hour on the clock so far, and players are already extremely tired, and that's completely understandable considering the conditions that we've been faced with this afternoon. Just waiting on a corner kick from this broadcast side. And they opt for the short corner. Or will they not? Ball whipped in far. Could find the path. It had an open shot there from Wayne Gordon, but it's been deflected up for a throw for Mornington. Mahmood, eager to break through this defence in the form of attack for Mornington. A staunch clearance away there from Lachlan McKenzie, and Goff will go back to his partner, defensive partner, and Josh Gates being the goalkeeper.
Come, go to the middle.
Goff
Come.
takes it with his right foot. And a misplaced pass. Here comes Dylan Fairbrother. Opts to go to Mahmood. And you'd have to imagine that there'd be many MPL folks watching these two fixtures, and perhaps some of these Latrobe Valley players could be picked up by some of these MPL sides. A long shot taken there, that time from Kane Bentley. But Charles Simon, with ease, pats it down and will likely force the ball forward into the attacking region of Latrobe Valley. O'Hanlon heads away. Pistron unable to latch onto it initially. And Goff once again has a free path on this right-hand side. Bentley pleading for it, misplaced touch. O'Hanlon, was he in an offside position? No, he wasn't. He's got Fairbrother to his left, and a curling finesse shot taken, skies over the bar. And that was probably Latrobe Valley's best action thus far. And we will have another substitution today. Shane Kasser coming on. Oh, Fortuna 60 in the Gippsland region. You think that Wayne Gordon thought he was offside in that position anyway. McLean, the goal scorer today, manages to brush away the path after being tackled by... Here comes Bentley. Manages to get past both Fairbrother and another defender, and he draws the foul. And Mornington will have a free kick in a very dangerous position. And it'll be Danny Brooks, who's hit the post today once. Could he force his way into another goal-scoring opportunity? Danny Brooks, lofted forward, headed away that time by Bentley, but it lofts over the bar. And we have another substitution this time from Latrobe Valley. The interchange in full effect, and Kevin Carcella has entered the play again. He was, of course, very lively in his few moments of play in this first half, but we'll see what effect he does have in the remainder of this first half. The game, the complexion of this fixture is certainly in the momentum of Mornington. However, Latrobe Valley have had a few moments of brilliance. However, can those few moments turn into many? Carcella. Mahmood forces his way through briefly. Bentley in a tussle with Carcella. That's been the clash to watch this afternoon. Tantalising at that. On the edge of the area, finds McLean. McLean again with a second touch. Can he get his second? No, he can't. It evades the goal. This time the right-hand post. Bricks past it. McLean. What wonderful interplay. And unfortunately, his efforts are not rewarded in this instance. Mackenzie. Back to Charles Simon. Ushering Carcella forward did Charles Simon. Up to the long goal kick. Of course, the tall stature that is of Hanlon, unable to force his head onto it. And Bentley will race down to this right-hand side. He's a difficult proposition, 1v1. But Latrobe will clear away as far as Goff is drifted up the pitch here. Goff once more. Right into the path of Jamie Pistron. Here comes a staunch run on that far side, but O'Hanlon, can he latch onto it? Yes, he can. And he has Carcella waiting in the area, but he will earn himself not a corner, but a goal kick. Fantastic last-ditch defending from Mornington. And for their sakes, they've managed to earn themselves a goal kick and evaded another attacking opportunity for the Latrobe Valley. And it'd be someone's best bet to say that they are perhaps the premier team to watch in the State League 1 Southeast, with themselves finishing top of the table prior to the disruption of the season due to this unfortunate pandemic. They're led by 1 point. McLean, he's a free path in the middle, got plenty of players waiting. He opts to go to Wayne Gordon. Gordon, who tussles away from one defender, goes and I think looked for the path of Bentley, but it ended up going to Simons' left post, or right post should I say, left post from our vantage point at least. And I guess now you could say definitively, Mornington are peppering the goal in abundance. With this attacking quartet of Bentley, McLean, Hine, very effective. Haven't made a substitution thus far as well, so players very fit despite the conditions at play. McLean does well to get past, plays a ball to Bentley. Bentley will look to whip it in far. Was that perhaps Hine in an offside position? We won't know as Carcella will latch onto it and finds Mahmood, who breaks away from his defender. Mahmood again. Look at that blistering pace from Mahmood on that far side. Gets past and perhaps draws the foul. Yes, he will draw the foul. Josh Heaton taking him down. And that's a formidable defender, Josh Heaton. Subject of a £75,000 move to St Mirren in 2018. Came through the ranks of Preston North End. How about that? From Kuka Mahmood. What a way to introduce yourself into this tie. The man from Morwell Pegasus. He's NPL quality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's NPL quality, yeah.
Yeah, every time he touches the ball, you can see it.
Could Latrobe Valley manage to claw their way back into this tie on the stroke of half-time? It'll be Locke Spiteri of Fortuna 60. Up to the cross. That's an easy and effective save for Josh Gates. I thought he might have gone direct from there, but he opted for the path of a Hanlon there, but a Hanlon, despite being extremely tall, he perhaps isn't as mobile as these other attackers, especially for Mornington. And so we see Josh Hine in a tussle with Carcella. And Mornington earn themselves
I can't see.
earn themselves a throw-in. Perhaps it actually is Latrobe Valley who earn themselves a throw-in on that far side through Carcella. And there is a distinct communication between the Latrobe Valley teammates. Of course, Pistrin coming off for Damon Scott of Fortuna 60. Bentley, Mahmood with the kick, which surely would have been a free kick, should he have connected. Bentley drifts past through the middle and shoots to Simon's right. McLean, who's had himself involved in the action from the start of kickoff, making marauding runs, quick 1-2 passes, and fantastic communication all across the front line. But Latrobe Valley should hold their heads high. They certainly have put up a fight thus far. McLean. This time finds Bentley with a bit of a fake shot, draws past his marker. Bentley with a shot, and Mahmood will look to chest it down. Will he off to go down this left flank? Yes, he will. He breaks past Bentley. And Bentley is down, presumably injured. He clutches his knee. And the referee has called for the physio. And Bentley is in audible pain here. This is not great to see. He's performed very well in this first half thus far. Turn away. Turn away.
More blistering pace from Mahmood then.
Blistering pace from Mahmood. Breaking past Bentley, but Bentley has been caught there and has suffered an unfortunate knee injury. This is not great to see. You'd hope that he is able to recover effectively, and they've called the half. Here at Eastern Lions Soccer Club in the AGL Loy Yang Gippsland Cup, round 1. Mornington lead, Latrobe Valley select 1-0, courtesy of a goal from Josh McLean. We'll be back following the closure of the half, or the half-time break, for the second half here in round 1.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm getting water.
Sorry?
I'm going to get water.
Good move. Yeah. You was just sitting
Jesus,
right there.
mate, that looked...
A bit average?
That's an ACL tear.
I think you're right.
Oh, that's horrible. I haven't seen that ever.
No, not that close.
Yeah, I just like wanted to pan the camera away. I just didn't
Yeah,
want to...
yeah.
The second half of round 1 of the AGL Loyang Gippsland Cup. It is Mornington SC up against Latrobe Valley Select, with Mornington currently up 1-0 courtesy of a goal from McLean with a wonderfully timed finish into the bottom left corner. And I guess the other action of note is an injury suffered to Kane Bentley, and our thoughts are with him in this obviously difficult time. It looked like a very serious knee injury. Could be along anything the lines of an ACL tear, what have you, but we of course wish him all the best in his recovery. AGL Loyang Cup presented by Macron Sportscast, Latrobe City, and more. Deploy. Check out their 2022 range. Premier traditional homes and more. As we are set for kickoff in the second half in round 1.
Come on, full movement. Get across, brother. Get across. Angle. Come on, angle.
Here is Josh Heaton. Of course, we mentioned in the prior half that he has been the subject of a very expensive move to St Mirren of the Scottish Premier League, currently at least. And a shot taken here, and it is Charles Simon who makes the effective save. And substitutions are plenty made for Mornington. The interchange system is in operation here, so a little bit difficult to stay on tabs with the current substitutions at the moment.
Good.
Brooks turns away from his marker. Ahmoud. Pass latched onto effectively by Damon Scott, who is making a run down that left-hand side. Looks to cut inside. Mahmood turns on his backside. Unable to put his foot onto that pass. Launching pass finds the chest of Alex Bauman, who breaks away. The NYUSC man performing quite well in that defensive position. Damon Scott once again looking to force his way through. Headed away. Josh Gates. Patrick Biggs on the ball, making a marauding run through the left-hand side. Turns away from Dylan Fairbrother and opts to go back to Josh Heaton. Mark Vangelie. Davidson. Back to Goff. He's one of the standout men in that Mornington defensive region. And a first half, Spiteri. Shane Kesa, and was called for a foul, but Kevin Carcella breaks away. Mahmood, who's came off the bench in about the 25th minute, performed thoroughly well towards the end of that first half. Able to operate on both left and right flanks. And Josh Gates will throw to Patrick Briggs. Well-weighted pass. Finds again, this time, pass to Thailand. Looks to break away, and it's a very good last-ditch tackle from Alex Bauman. He's impressed in these first few minutes. Martindale. That's a very good tackle. And Latrobe Valley will come away with it. Options on the left and right side. Look to go centre. Could this be the chance? He drifts away from the keeper. Could this be for Latrobe Valley? That's a brilliant effort from Josh Gates. Damon Scott unable to get past the reserve keeper for Mornington, making a name for himself. And a wonderful turn from Damon Scott. Perhaps some trickery would have done the trick in that instance. But Latrobe Valley will fight again, eagerly anticipating this possible equaliser. Goff.
And then when it comes across, then you can go out.
Hine. Thailand on that left-hand side. He caused some trouble in this past instance. Ball with the cross goal, and it evades the attackers.
Time, get at him now.
This time Josh Hine whips the ball in far, but it's Charles Simon who has made many of those saves so far. But here comes Kevin Carcella, operating on that left-hand side this time, goes central. Damon Scott, who had that golden opportunity before, looked for the Carcella, unable to reach him. And here come Mornington fighting once more. Of course, drawn away. And a shot taken, and it just drifts away down the left-hand side, and Latrobe will have a brief reprieve in the form of a goal kick. Call for a retake. As Latrobe Valley seek to build up from the back and dispossess Mornington, and another shot taken similarly drifts to the left hand side, so perhaps some better concentration whilst taking those shots could be administered. But Mornington certainly should be at least 2-3 up. It's a testament to Latrobe Valley's versatility and ability to interchange, and those substitutions have been performing very well, and I think questions can be asked if some of these players can perform at a State League 1 level, if even more the lower tiers of NPL. Some of them certainly have the capabilities. It's a matter of seizing the opportunity. Carcella goes down low. Goff drifts away, and here comes Carcella. Kevin Carcella. He has played his junior career through through Morwell 2000 as well, should I say. Mahmood gets past one marker, unable to get past the second. Carcella, and it's a very congested midfield that the Latrobe Valley select team find themselves in, and Mahmood draws himself a foul in the form of a free kick. Could he create an opportunity for Latrobe Valley now in round one of this all-important round-robin tournament? And that's a poorly taken free kick, and Mornington will come away with it here. in droves. Thailand, the waiting run on that left-hand side, it goes to Thailand. He's got opportunities on the edge of the 18-yard area. Shot taken and saved by Simon. From Tom Wood. It came through the ranks at Mornington, ex-Langwarrin, and started the cup tie as well. Thailand. Mahmood, he can do everything. He can drive, he can sit back, and he can also make the lunging tackles. There's a prospect on your hands right there. Briggs finds a path to Thailand once more. Briggs again took the shot, and the player is down for Latrobe Valley, and both coaches, Jordan and Kevin, on the touchline are eager to stop play. Play will actually resume here. There's a beautifully weighted through ball there. It's a wonderful chip. It goes in the bottom left corner. Take a bow, Tom Wood. And Jordan Campbell is quite upset with that, as the player did go down in the box following Thailand's marauding run into the 18-yard area, but it was Tom Wood who latched onto it and chipped his way into the back of the net on the left-hand side.
I did not even see it. Sorry.
Although this is obviously a friendly competition, these results are merely practice runs for players, but there's been plenty of animosity between these two sides. Tackles being made. You would have thought this would have been a regulation contest. But Tom Wood is the one who takes Mornington 2-0 up. Latrobe Latrobe Valley haven't even had an opportunity to regather themselves within the defensive region, but they are eager to force themselves forward. Briggs, who has deputised in both defensive midfield roles and centre-back roles in this early part of the second half, has performed quite well doing so. Davidson, Danny Brooks, and Thailand unable to latch onto that pass. And we are calling for a substitution for Latrobe Valley. On will come as Luke Bathgate.
Hey boys, just remember, if you're warming up, make sure you've got a bib on, please. Yeah, if you're warming up, please, guys.
Tony, right shoulder. Stay left, on his foot, in front of him. Tony, right. Stay in front of him. Come on.
Davidson. And there is a tussle there within the midfield, but Budija forces his way forward, but unable to keep up with the pace of Mark Vangeli. Davidson plays the ball down to that right-hand side where, of course, is the mighty force of the right back, who's performed very well. Briggs, Thailand. Briggs looking for the second effort. Davidson. Long ball to Martindale. Here comes Goff, who breaks past Carcella, but unable to launch across in to the box. And we are calling for another substitution here. And we will see another cameo from Ollie Spiteri, sporting a wonderful mane, as he would call it. And here is his first touch of the ball since coming on, is Ollie Spiteri. The ball launched and launched far enough. Lapses in concentration, you'd have to say. As Mornington seek to build out from the back, as has been customary so far. Here come Mornington through the middle of the park. Goff. Tom Wood, the goal scorer, has mainly operated on the right side of midfield so far. Has performed quite well. Of course, nabbing himself a wonderfully chipped goal, beating Charles Simon at his near post. Garcella. Budija. As we see the Eastern Lions players keenly observing their future opponents in the coming days. Of course, they'll face both Latrobe Valley and Mornington. Budija. Damon Scott, who could have squared the ledger earlier in this half, but was unable to convert that chance. And Briggs will go back to Josh Gates. Mornington in no rush to force it forward. Missed kick there from Loxpiteri. Carcella was brought down, but Tom Wood ends up playing it right into the path of Latrobe Valley's defence. And there is a run made from Joe Palermo, who's brought down, but the ball still able to be taken up. Wanted to win the contest. Thailand. Martindale back to Thailand. Some wonderful interplay here from Thailand. A staunch tackle made, and that will be a definite card. You'd expect it to be a yellow card on the edge of the area. In fact, no cards have been awarded, but it is a free kick on the edge of the area for Mornington. Crucial. Tyler making a dashing run down that left-hand side. Effective as always. And it will be Danny Brooks to loft it into the 18-yard area. Can he force his way a goal contribution? We're about to find out.
Paddy, you wait to the break.
Although devoid of their main attacking force in Kane Bentley, they still have an abundance of, a wealth of attacking talent. Ball whipped in and then cleared away from the Latrobe Valley, very strongly from Bathgate. Briggs. Charles Simon latches onto it, and there's an offside call clearly for Damon Scott. He actually brushed past Goff through his legs, but unfortunately he was in an offside position, and the referee will call it back for Mornington to clear it out.
Come and touch it.
Briggs has had plenty of the ball, finds Tylan. Lofts it into the 18-yard area, and it's called for offside. He chests the ball, very effective to find the path of Tom Wood, but again, an offside on either edge or either region of the park. Barking instructions is Josh Heaton to Briggs, to making sure that he comes back to do his defensive duties. Mornington have faced the might of South Melbourne, Melbourne City in the past, in this pre-season. The shot taken, oh what a beautiful save from Charles Simon, quick to react Darts to his left. And Mornington earn themselves another corner. A bullet strike. And Charles Simon is certainly wowing the critics today. And of course, Melbourne Victory also keen observers of the action today. Corner taken, strong header, and it finds it back in the net. Josh Heaton. Charles Simon beaten once more. And Mornington go 3-0 up. Too much class, despite a player being on that post, wasn't able to reach it. Heaton, such a force, has performed so well.
Joshy, you okay? Good.
And play will resume with the Trove Valley at the moment looking for consolation goals, or could they spur themselves onto a draw here in round one of the Trove Valley Loy Yang Gippsland Cup. Spiteri, face of the might of Tyson. And Mornington will earn themselves another throw. And another substitution coming on. We'll see the reintroduction of Jamie Pistrin. And to all of you tuning in on the live stream, we thank you for your support. Lots of action to come with Melbourne Victory taking on Eastern Lions as well. And we'll head to Morwell on Friday and Saturday for some more tantalising clashes between these four sides. And there's another strong tackle, although I think ball was won first. Thailand is not too pleased with that as Vangeli goes back to Josh Gates. The ball launched forward, looking to find the Parker of Badija. And Josh Gates again. Here we find Davidson. And Thailand's got an open run on the left-hand side, perhaps in an offside position. High with a shot, and would you believe it, Charles Simon darts to his left this time. Acrobatic save. Charles Simon, take a bow. He saved his side, you could say, at least 3 to 4 goals. And with that action of play, we will come to our drinks break. Of course, the AGL Loy Yang Gippsland Cup could not be possible without only sport. Thanks to Bill and Harry. AGL, of course, the principal partners. Southern Tile, Roxell, Chadston Motor Group, Key Insurance Group, Bendigo Bank, 776 BC. Minimum Press from Box Hill South. And Johns Lynn Regional Builders. Endeavour, BP, of course in partnership with one another. The Trove Valley Soccer League, of course, who these players are playing, or actually represented from. Visit Gippsland, of course, another fantastic partner. Macron, who are the kit suppliers of the Eastern Lions, and also the Melbourne Victory as well. Sportscast Australia, who are bringing you this broadcast live And as we mentioned before, plenty of action coming your way this afternoon. 5:30 p.m. kickoff between Eastern Lions and Melbourne Victory's MPL side. It is Joe Palastides against Kosti Puskau. It is a tantalising contest indeed between those two sides. Can the young guns step up to the might of the MPL 1 Eastern Lions? Plenty of talk has been made in recent weeks of the potential for A-League youth sides to play their trade in the MPL senior competitions. Much has been made of that, of course, but today is a true test of if that assertion is correct. Of course, a pre-season hit-out, the MPL 1 season commencing on the 17th of February, MPL 3, 2 weeks later, and State League 1 will also commence in the early portion of this calendar year. Back to the action. Danny Brooks, the key set-piece taker for Mornington, will take the corner here. Will he be able to perhaps spur his side on once more? He provided the assist for the head of Josh Heaton before, and ball whipped in, and it's cleared away by Dylan Febra, and they will earn themselves another corner kick. Now looking for the short corner briefly. Martindale. That's a wonderful turn from Brooks, who breaks away and earns some space, headed away. But Thailand, actually will not be Thailand. It's a wonderful interception there from Latrobe Valley. The hustle is always on point from Connor O'Hanlon. Heaton goes in the middle of the park to find Martindale. O'Hanlon drifts from his marker and lobs to go down to the right-hand side, and Latrobe Valley may have some momentum, but it's cut out from the returning Heaton, who distributes it to his defensive partners. And a bit under pressure there was Jamie Davidson.
Tommy, yes, Cody.
Thailand finds Ollie Spiteri. A nice touch and an even better back heel. Finds O'Hanlon. Here comes a dashing run of Pistron, who's unable to latch onto that and provide a clear goal scoring opportunity. Martindale clears away and finds Thailand. Should I say Tom Wood. Ball launched over, but Thailand, who's now found his way onto the right, will look to force his way into the middle. Lofted cross. An attempted scissor kick from Josh Hine finds the feet of Charles Simon. And there is Joel Palermo, unable to reach that pass.
Tommy, come on. Simple. Good time,
Martindale. Nice little touch, finds Tom Wood. Forces his way into the 18-yard area, across goal, rolled it square. But Latrobe Valley eager to intercept. And could they force their way into their attacking region now? Palermo. O'Hanlon not as quick to react as was Heaton. As we find Wayne Gordon operating in a more defensive role in this second half. compared to his much more midfield / attacking role in that first half, in which, well, we haven't seen much of him so far. Josh McLean scored Mornington's first. Hasn't featured in the second half so far, with the interchange system firmly in play. And Gordon pleading for it on that right-hand side. Call for handball, but Dylan Fairbrother will end up with it on that left-hand side, and, well, it appears that Mornington have been quite defensively solid, haven't gave too much away to this Latrobe Valley select team, and Tom Wood finds himself on the left-hand side. He looked to find the path of Thailand. There wasn't enough weight or height on that pass. Pistrin. And Pistrin with the back heel once more. The specialist, Matt Shearing. It evades the path. I believe that was Heaton who misplaced his kick. Saw that a couple of weeks ago in the A-League Men. With Melbourne Victories, Roderick Miranda. An opportunity waiting for Latrobe Valley to capitalise on, but unfortunately they do not. Martindale. Oh, that's a misplaced pass. Plenty of attackers waiting for Mornington. A call for offside from the Mornington bench. Another finessed shot from Jamie Pistrin. The Falcons 2,000 man, able to make a consistent effort, and that will be Ollie Spiteri's cameo finished. And on will be the returning.
Danny, come, buzzer! Go into the middle of the park.
The returning Nonda Lazaris. As we've reached the 77th minute mark of this tie. It's a wonderfully weighted ball. Got plenty of time, McIntyre. Thailand. Tommy Wood, the cuts inside, drives away from his marker, briefly goes down. No calls for a potential penalty. But Davidson, and that's putting your body on the line. That's what it is. O'Hanlon, unable to get the first touch. And Heaton simply pokes the ball away into the bushes here at Gardeners Creek Reserve. There was an expected storm for about 3 p.m. It's currently 4:30 p.m. and certainly no sign of a storm thus far. Heaton. Martindale finds Josh Hine. Goff. Here comes McIntyre. Chested down. Davidson finds Tom Wood. He's had the luxury of plying his trade in the Academy of Preston North End. a club that has actually produced
Go, go.
David Beckham
Take your time. Take
in the past on a loan deal from Manchester United. So if you want to make esoteric links between Mornington Soccer Club and the might of Manchester United, there is your link. Of course, talking about Josh Heaton, he really has a potential to wow critics and has done so far, with a goal and a clean sheet to make up for it. Davidson launches the tackle.
There you go. Drop in there, Tylen. Good, mate. Take your time. Jamie, go through, Buzzer, he's behind you. Go man, Andy. Well done, buddy. 50p head. Yeah. Right. Jamie, get on big one. Andy, do toes left. Toes left. Yeah, no, Jamie's got it. Jamie's got it. What's behind you?
Are you too far there, Coffee, or what?
Josh, tell me which way it is. What do you got left there?
Plenty of chatter looking to try and find where the ball is actually located. That is the key question. Where is the ball?
Go, 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 go! Come on!
Oh, wonderful turn. And Wayne Gordon has been brought down. Will earn himself a free kick. Now, of course, 81 minutes into this contest. Mark Coulter asking in the chat, 3-0 Josh Heaton. Yes, it is. Has been a formidable force for the might of Mornington. Could they find their way into NPL football this season? I guess it's a matter of waiting and seeing. Of course, the comment being provided, can't wait for the season to start after 2 stop-start years. Our goal as a football club is to be an NPL side, and with the progress we are making on and off the field, we believe it is just around the corner. Martindale, long free kick, just goes over the bar. But both of these sides, well, Mornington being, of course, a footballing side, and Latrobe Valley Select being a representative side, have ambition. With Jordan Campbell stating that both coaches have stressed to our players, this is a great opportunity to watch quality opposition up and close and learn from those who have pushed their soccer journey to the next level at State 1 or higher. We are hoping that we can put up 3 competitive matches against the teams and see this as a great opportunity to kickstart representative football in the Valley again. And you'd really hope so, with many standout players from Latrobe Valley performing quite well and quite amicably against a solid State League 1 outfit. And as I mentioned before, you'd hope that NPL representatives are watching with a keen eye for a number of these players from Latrobe Valley who performed quite well. And the heavy touch demonstrated, but it will find Joel Palermo. His options aplenty on the right-hand side. Spiteri turns away from his marker. Here comes a path. It's a similar opportunity. This time for Damon Scott. That time, Gates collected Scott. Eerily similar opportunity, but the referee waves it away. A controversial decision that will certainly be as these two sides head into the sheds. Mornington have an opportunity to counter. McLean. Hine, should I say. Shot taken, Wood. A wonderful save from Charles Simon on the half volley. But it'll be Joel Palermo who clears away. Spiteri unable to latch onto it thus far. In those positions, shot taken, cleared away again. Latrobe Valley, and this time Scott is in a 1-on-1 again. Well, he would have been had the pass been weighted perfectly, which is very hard to do in these difficult conditions. But it's end-to-end football here. The Loy Yang Gippsland Cup presented by AGL. Tylen. Pushed away from Dylan Fairbrother. And Goff intercepts valiantly and so well does he. And Goff will find his way with options of plenty on his right-hand side. Tylen waiting in the middle, rolled square. And a corner will be awarded to Mornington. Could they earn themselves a fourth? You'd argue that they perhaps deserve a fourth, with the abundance of options that they've created in attacking regions and also chances as well. Charles Simon certainly has wowed the small crowd here at Gardeners Creek Reserve, which is bound to get bigger and bigger as the Eastern Lions are set to take on Melbourne Victory at 5:30, to be broadcast on the same platform as what you're watching on at the moment. Josh Gates is still keen to ensure that they get back into position. A very staunch tackle there from Davidson. A strong arm from Pistrin. And the referee is keen to speak to Pistrin, who's awarded a yellow card. Strong elbow. Play has resumed here. Tylen with a chested ball down.
Good, coach. Good, mate.
Martindale deflects.
Take your time and see that, coach.
Pistrin, of course, in a tussle. It's quite a physical player, isn't he? A well-weighted pass, and Latrobe Valley have a bunch of momentum moving forward. But Mornington clear their lines. Wood gets past the first defender with ease. Plays the second ball with even greater ease, but it was intercepted with great positioning. Demonstrated. And the ball over the top to find Fairbrother. Little tussle in that corner flag region. Tom Wood. Martindale. Long range shot taken, and of course, it is Charles Simon who darts to his left again. It's almost an identical save that he made prior. Josh Hine with a long range belter that could have found the top left corner, but Charles Simon says no way. Jose. Hine prolific in the State League One for the past 2 seasons, but Charles Simon has really been the Trove Select's standout player this afternoon. It's been tough viewing for many, of course, with the prior injury in the first half to Kane Bentley. But the key takeaway is that Charles Simon is a definite NPL caliber goalkeeper, perhaps. Simon again, and there's a push in the back from one of the Mornington attackers. And Latrobe Valley have won themselves a free kick. Bit of banter between the players and the referee is always good. As plenty of Victory players have found themselves porched next to the change rooms. And that is full time here in round 1 of the AGL Gippsland Cup. It is Mornington 3, Latrobe Valley Select 0. Goals from Josh McLean, Josh Heaton, and Josh Hine saw Mornington through, as both sides exchange pleasantries on a stifling hot day. Many players have already taken their shirts off. But this is the first of 2 fixtures completed today. The second one is a mouth-watering clash between MPL 1 side, Eastern Lions, up against Melbourne Victory's MPL side, currently plying their trade in MPL 3. I've been Neil Simons, your solo commentator for this afternoon. Thank you for tuning in on the Sportscast broadcast. And I will catch you guys next time for the next fixture here at Gardeners Creek Reserve in the AGL Gippsland Cup. Thank you very much.